I was walking through in a room, hands of silence, shadow blue. Every window held a fading sky. Every question passed me by. I kept all my words beneath my coat, like little stones I never showed. I was learning how to disappear, smile outside but shake in fear. Then a small flame found the dark in me. Not a storm, just steady, quietly. You are where the light stays on when the night feels far too long. You are calm inside my shaking, a soft place when I'm breaking. When the road turns thin and gray, you are where the light stays. You don't pull the stars apart, you just shine into my heart. There were days I moved like borrowed air, half a pulse and hardly there. Every dream felt folded up too small, like it never fit at all. But you never asked me to be brave. You just met me where I swayed, and the ground beneath my restless feet learned a kinder way to breathe. Like the dawn that doesn't have to speak. You arrive and all the fear grows weak. You are where the light stays on when the night feels far too long. You are calm inside my shaking, a soft place when I'm breaking. When the road turns thin and gray, you are where the light stays. You don't pull the stars apart, you just shine into my heart. I don't need the world to bend, I just need one faithful friend, one warm hand, one steady glow, one voice that says I'm not alone. You are where the light stays on when my strength is almost gone. You are hope without the thunder, gentle grace that pulls me under, into peace I thought I'd lost, into love that bears the cost. You don't ask me who to be, you just help me breathe as me. There are cracks beneath the gold I wear, little storms I do not share. In a crowded room I lose my sound, still somehow you hear me now. I was made of almost, made of maybe, half forgiven, running lately from the ache I could not frame. Then you spoke and knew my name. Not like thunder, not like fire, more like truth beneath desire. Carry my name softly, like it matters in your mouth. Hold my heart gently when the world wears me down. If I fall out of rhythm, if I fade in the noise, be the hand that finds mine, be the hush in my voice. I have stood where hope gets thin, by the edge of caving in. I have worn a borrowed smile too long, trying hard to look so strong. But your kindness asks for nothing, it just stays when I am running. And the pieces I once hid away start to look like grace today. You don't turn my night to day, you just teach the dark to stay away. Carry my name softly, like it matters in your mouth. Hold my heart gently when the world wears me down. If I fall out of rhythm, if I fade in the noise, be the hand that finds mine, be the hush in my voice. No grand rescue, no bright crown, just your love when I break down. No loud promise, no display, only you, and that's enough to stay. Carry my name softly when I'm weaker than I show. Hold my heart closely till the hidden flowers grow. If my faith in me goes missing, if the mirror turns unkind, be the warmth around my shadow, be the mercy in my mind. Long cello. I have known the sound of empty halls, late night echoes off the walls. I have traced the dust on old mistakes, counted every time I break. Thought the sky had shut its door, thought I couldn't ask for more. Then your quiet found my weathered room and made a garden out of gloom. You came like rain on tired ground. No need for noise, no need for sound. I bloom after rain, I open again. In the warmth of your patience, I'm not who I've been. You don't rush the season, you don't force the sky, you just stay beside me till till the colors rise. I was afraid of being seen, of what the hurt inside might mean. So I dressed my sorrow up in light and called my distance being fine. But your presence did not pry. You let the silence breathe a while, and all the roots I thought had died reached for heaven from inside. You came like spring in lower tone and taught my fragile heart to grow. I bloom after rain, I open again. In the warmth of your patience, I'm not who I've been. You don't rush the season, you don't force the sky, you just stay beside me till the colors rise. Petal by petal, fear lets go. Little by little, mercy shows. Not all at once, not overnight, just enough to welcome life. I bloom after rain, I find my own name in the light of your kindness. Nothing stays the same. You don't ask for sunlight when the clouds are high. You just stay beside me till the colors rise. Cello carries the final melody in the long reflector. I have had my doors half closed, spoken least when hurt the most, built a house of careful air, letting no one enter there. Every time the wind would change, I would leave before the pain. Certain love was just a borrowed thread, warm for now, then gone instead. But you stood where others passed me by, no demand, no alibi. Still you stay when my words run out. Still you stay when the doubt gets loud. Not to fix every broken place, just to love me face to face. Still you stay, still you stay. There are nights my mind goes dim, and every hope wears paper thin. I become a distant shore, hard to reach and wanting more. Yet you never take your light, you don't turn away your eyes. And the parts of me I used to hide sit beside you undisguised. You are not the roaring sea, you are harbor quietly. Still you stay when my words run out. Still you stay when the doubt gets loud. Not to fix every broken place, just to love me face to face. Still you stay, still skin to skin, and the world can turn away from me, but you hold on tenderly, still you stay. Stay. I was carrying the day alone, like a weight inside my bones, smiling through a crowded ache, holding more than I could take. Every road I chose to hide led me farther from my light. Then your voice came through the noise, not demanding, just a choice. A softer place, a slower air, a little peace waiting there. You are a place to lean when I am tired and in between. A little room, a quiet flame, a gentle hand that knows my pain. When I am worn and incomplete, you gather all my scattered pieces. You are a place to lean. You are a place to lean. I have lived on borrowed strength, trying hard to never bend, but even steel can lose its fire. Even brave hearts can get tired. You don't ask me to be whole before you let your mercy show. And somehow in your patient light, I remember how to rise, not by force and not by plea, just by loving what you see. You are a place to lean when I am tired and in between. A little room, a quiet flame, a gentle hand that knows my pain. When I am worn and incomplete, you gather all my scattered pieces. You are a place to lean. You are a place to lean. If all I have is one last breath and trembling hope inside my chest, let it rest where kindness lives. Let it rest where your heart is. You are a place to lean, where my fear can finally sleep, a calm enough to carry me. A love that asks for nothing when all my strength falls underneath. You hold the space and hold me gently. You are a place to lean. You are a place to lean. I have worn the midnight on my skin, held my breath and folded in, watched the hours blur like passing rain, felt the quiet call my name. I was trying not to come undone, underneath the borrowed sun, keeping all the fragile parts unseen, living somewhere in between. Then a hush of gold moved through the gray and taught my trembling heart to stay. When the morning finds me, I will rise in soft delight, not because the world is easy, but because you stayed the night. Through the shadows and the waiting, through the ache I could not hide. When the morning finds me, you are there beside my life. I have known the weight of empty hands and promises like shifting sand. I have built my hope on weaker things, watch them break like paper wings. But your love is not a passing flame, it does not leave when I am changed. And every breath I thought I lost comes back to me without a cost. You don't ask the dark to disappear, you just make the silence feel sincere. When the morning finds me, I will rise in soft delight, not because the world is easy, but because you stayed the night. Through the shadows and the waiting, through the ache I could not hide. When the morning finds me, you are there beside my life. I can hear the window opening, a slower kind of awakening, not all at once but line by line. A gentle return to being alive. When the morning finds me, I will stand with open hands, all the tears I kept like secrets falling into kinder lands. And the day will not undo me, it will hold what I survived. When the morning finds me, you are there, and so am I. Cello carries the closing melody in a long tender outro. days, learning all the usual ways to keep the hurt behind a careful smile and call the distance worth the while. I had named my sorrow something small, like if I softened it at all, it might not spread into the room, it might not bloom the way wounds bloom. Then your kindness entered without sound and made a home on shattered ground. This is the shape of mercy, does not rush or demand. It sits with me in the silence and reaches out its hand. This is the shape of healing, quiet enough to hear a love that does not leave me when I am least sincere. I have held my pride like winter glass, clear and cold and built to last. But underneath the polished frame was only fear with another name. You did not come to tear it down, you simply stayed until I found the softer truth beneath the stone, that I was never meant alone. You arrived where words could not explain and taught my heart to trust again. This is the shape of mercy, it does not rush or demand. It sits with me in the silence and reaches out its hand. This is the shape of healing, quiet enough to hear a love that does not leave me when I am least sincere. No thunder rolling through the sky, no sudden answer, no reply, just patient light through narrow seams and hope returning in my sleep. This is the shape of mercy, a door that opens wide, a place where all my hidden fractures do not have to hide. This is the shape of healing, gentle, deep and clear, a love that stays beside me and makes my future near. Alone, cello. I have lived in rooms of restless air, counting all that wasn't there, trying not to need too much, trying not to ask for touch. Every heartache left a smaller space, a quieter look upon my face, till your presence moved without a sound, and all my fear lay down. Not because the world grew kind, but because your peace touched mine. In the quiet of your arms, I can hear my own heart heal. All the noise that used to break me loses what it used to steal. In the quiet of your arms, I am not afraid to be all the parts I kept in darkness, turning slowly toward relief. I have worn a brave disguise so long, even weakness felt all wrong. But your love has never asked for a version built to last. You just meet me where I fade, where the colors wash away, and the ache that never had a name softens when you stay. You don't promise easy skies, you just hold me through the night. In the quiet of your arms, I can hear my own heart heal. All the noise that used to break me loses what it used to steal. In the quiet of your arms, I am not afraid to be all the parts I kept in darkness, turning slowly toward relief. No bright rescue, no grand design, just your breathing next to mine. And somehow that is more than enough to call this shattered living love. In the quiet of your arms, I remember how to rest, how to let the tears keep falling, how to lay them on your chest. In the quiet of your arms, even sorrow feels less far, and the night becomes a lantern in the shelter of your heart. I was standing in a field of ash, holding on to what had passed. Everything I tried to save turned to echoes in the grave. I had almost taught myself how to ask for no one's help, how to live with half a heart and call that brokenness an art. Then you came, not wild or bright, just enough to warm the night. One gentle flame, that's all it took to lead me out of all I could not look. One gentle flame, steady and small, and suddenly the dark could not have it all. There were corners in my mind I had locked and left behind, Your patience did not press, it just sat beside the mess. And the silence did not scare, when I knew that you were there. Even grief could breathe a little, even fear grew less brittle. You were never loud with grace, you just brought light into the place. One gentle flame, that's all it took to lead me out of all I could not look. One gentle flame, steady and small, and suddenly the dark could not have it all. Maybe healing is not fire, maybe it is one small choir of tender moments, patient hands, and love that simply understands. One gentle flame, still burning near, a quiet kind of courage, growing clear. One gentle flame, and now I see how something soft can set a whole heart free. The cello reprises the main melody in a long warm ending, with something. I am not the girl I used to be, not as certain, not as free. There are roads I could not cross, dreams I laid down in the frost. I have gathered all my ghosts at the table with me most, and I know the weight they bring to every quiet thing. Still, you do not turn away. You let the silence have its say. You meet me here in the middle of the ache, not beyond it, not after I escape. You meet me here where the tears have left their trace. Somehow this broken room becomes a place of grace. I have hidden in my careful pride, wore my loneliness like light, but your eyes can read the spaces between my smiles and practiced phrases. You do not ask me to be whole before you offer me your soul, and that has changed the air I breathe, that has changed me. You are not the end of pain. Shelter in the rain. You meet me here in the middle of the ache, not beyond it, not after I escape. You meet me long emotional cello. I have seen the sky stay closed for days, gray on gray, in quiet waves. And I learned to move beneath that weight, like the sun would always wait. Every prayer I could not frame, every tear without a name, gathered in the corners of my chest, never leaving, never rest. Then your voice came through the storm, not to end it, just to keep me warm. After the heavy rain, there is a softer view, not because the clouds are gone, but because I walked through with you. After the heavy rain, the earth begins to breathe, and all the roots I thought were dead find a reason to believe. I was sure my heart had lost its spring, that broken things stayed broken things. But your patience moved like April light, touching what I hid from sight. And slowly, what I thought was gone started leaning toward the dawn, not in haste and not in pride, just quietly alive. You did not promise endless blue, you just stayed until it came into view. After the heavy rain, there is a softer view, not because the clouds are gone, but because I walked through with you. After the heavy rain, the earth begins to breathe, and all the roots I thought were dead find a reason to still be standing here. There are days the air is made of stone, and I don't wanna lift alone. Every little thought becomes a tide, pulling hard from the inside. I can smile and still be sinking deep, lose my strength and never speak, till your quiet footsteps cross the room and make a little breathing room. You never asked for borrowed grace, you just arrive and hold the space. Hold the sky with me while it leans too low. Stand beside the shaking till my roots can grow. Hold the sky with me till the night grows thin, till the weight above my shoulders feels like air again. I've carried grief in hidden ways, folded small inside my days, but your hands have never tried to push the sorrow to the side. You let it have its human shape, and still you help me carry weight. So the storm no longer feels like something only I can feel. And what I thought would make me brave turns gentle when we share the stride. Hold the sky with me while it leans too low. Stand beside the shaking till my roots can grow. Hold the sky with me till the night grows thin, till the weight above my shoulders feels like air again. Maybe love is not escape, maybe love is helping pain take a smaller kind of form, till the heart can weather storms. Hold the sky with me through the darkest blue, and I will learn that heavy things can still let beauty through. Hold the sky with me till I finally see, even under burdened heavens, there is room to breathe. Cello closes the song with a noble, slow phrase and a gentle, emotional fade. I used to think that strength was stone, never bending all alone, never letting others see what the dark had done to me. So I wore a face of steady light, held my breath through every night, till the cost of standing still became heavier than my will. Then your kindness changed the frame of what it means to bear the pain. There's a softer kind of strength in the way you hold me near, in the space you leave for sorrow, in the safety of your ear. There's a softer kind kind of courage in admitting when I'm tired, and your love turns all my weakness into something still inspired. I have watched the proudest walls turn to dust when silence falls, and I've learned that open hands can do what iron never can. You don't ask me to be bright, you don't fear my winter side, and because you do not run, I can face what I've become. You have shown me tenderness can be stronger than defense. There's a softer kind of strength in the way you hold me near, in the space you leave for sorrow, in the safety of your ear. There's a softer kind of courage in admitting when I'm tired, and your love turns all my weakness into something still inspired. No battle cry, no raised hands, no demand to understand, just a heart that stays and hears and makes a home for honest tears. There's a softer kind of strength in the mercy you extend, in the way you do not leave me when I cannot seem to mend. There's a softer kind of courage, and I feel it entering like a dawn without a warning, like a quiet golden spring. Long tello. I have lived with all the curtains drawn, afraid of what the light falls on. Every corner knew my name, every ghost remained the same. I kept thinking if I stayed unseen, I could keep my edges clean, but the dark can only hold so long before it starts to feel like home. Then you came and said no word, just touched the silence I had heard. Leave the window open, let the morning wander in, let the air move through the sadness, let it find my skin. Leave the window open, even if the night was long. Maybe light does not erase it, maybe light just helps me on. There are wounds that do not fade on cue, they become a softer blue, and there are tears that need their space before they learn a gentler face. You have never hurried me toward a brighter version seen. You just sat beside the ache till the room began began to change, and the shadows lost their claim, not by force, but by your staying. Leave the window open, let the morning wander in, let the air move through the sadness, let it find my skin. Leave the window open, even if the night was long. Maybe light does not erase it, maybe light just helps me on. A little gold across the floor, a little hope around the door. Sometimes healing enters slow, like a breeze we almost know. Leave the window open, I can feel the seasons shift. What was once a room of sorrow now can hold a different breath. Leave the window open, I am learning how to see that the light I feared would break me is the light that sets me free. Cello closes with a spacious lyrical line, gently fading with soft remains. I have flown on borrowed wind till my strength wore paper thin. Every mile a little more than my small heart bargained for. I kept rising out of pride long after the hope had dried, trying not to let the ground see how hard I was coming down. Then your voice became the air that said I did not have to bear everything alone. Beneath these tired wings, you give me room to land. No questions, no conditions, just your steady hand. Beneath these tired wings, I can lay my burdens down and hear the fragile beat of hope returning to me now. I have feared the pause, the still, as if rest would break my will. But your kindness holds no blame for the limits of my frame. You let my silence be enough. You call my weakness human love. And suddenly the ground below feels less like loss and more like home. You do not measure what I bring. You only hear the trembling. Beneath these tired wings, you give me room to land. No questions, no conditions, just your steady hand. Beneath these tired wings, I can lay my burdens down and hear the fragile beat of hope returning to me now. Maybe rest is not defeat. Maybe grace is gentler feet. Maybe love can look like this, a safe and unrecorded kiss. Beneath these tired wings, I am more than what I've lost. I am held inside a mercy that does not count the cost. Beneath these tired wings, there is sky enough to mend, and a quiet kind of courage I can finally call my friend. I have known the kind of cold that settles deep and settles old. Not the weather, not the rain, but the hush of hidden pain. Every object in the room seemed to carry a winter's bloom, till your footsteps crossed the floor and I could breathe a little more. Nothing changed and everything did when your kindness entered in. The room grows warm when you are here. Even silence changes color, even distance disappears. The room grows warm, and I can feel all the frozen parts inside me turning slowly soft and real. I have sat with folded hands, like I did not understand how to ask for any grace, how to let love fill a place. But you never made me speak any faster than my grief. And because you did not rush, my heart began to trust. You are not a sudden spring. You are warmth in everything. The room grows warm when you are here. Even silence changes color, even distance disappears. The room grows warm, and I can feel all the frozen parts inside me turning slowly soft and real. Melt the hours, melt the fear. Stay until the edge is clear. Stay until the ache I hide finds a gentler place inside. The room grows warm, and so do I. Like a field beneath the sunrise, like a bird relearning sky. The room grows warm, and now I know love can this winter how to go. Cello ends the song with a warm circular motif, fading like heat after sunset. If my heart falls quiet, do not think it has no song. It has simply carried sorrow for a little bit too long. If my eyes look far away, it is not that I am gone. I am listening for a reason to keep gently moving on. Then your presence settles near, and the silence turns sincere. If my heart falls quiet, stay and hear the hidden sound. There is still a river running under all this fragile ground. If my heart falls quiet, hold the space and hold me true, till the words return like summer, till the breath comes back through you. I have spent my strength on staying in the shade the world could read, but the truest parts within me have a slower kind of need. You have never feared the pauses or the tears without a name. You just sit beside the weather, and that changes everything. You don't chase the dark away, you just make it safe to stay. If my heart falls quiet, stay and hear the hidden sound. There is still a river running under all this fragile ground. If my heart falls quiet, hold the space and hold me true, till the words return like summer, till the breath comes back through you. All the lost and wordless things, all the ache that silence brings, can begin to bloom again in the shelter of your listening. If my heart falls quiet, do not call it empty air. It is gathering a softer hope, because your love is there. If my heart falls quiet, I will not be lost from view. I will be becoming whole in the stillness kept by you. A long, reflective cello. I was waiting for a bigger sign, for the sky to split in time, for the dark to make it clear why it brought me here. But maybe hope is not that loud. Maybe it's a thinner cloud, breaking just enough apart to place a gold line on the heart. Maybe all I need tonight is not the sun, but one small light. Let this be enough light for the next step and the next. Enough warmth for all the places fear is left within my chest. Let this be enough light. I don't need the whole sky blue, just a lamp against the darkness and a hand that leads me through. I have asked too much of dawn, wanted every shadow gone, but your patience teaches me a slower kind of clarity. You do not promise perfect peace, only room for breath to deepen. And somehow that is how the morning starts from now. Not by fire, not by flight, just by one enduring light. Let this be enough light for the next step and the next. Enough warmth for all the places fear is left within my chest. Let this be enough light. I don't need the whole sky blue, just a lamp against the darkness and a hand that leads me through. Little by little, line by line, the dark gives way, the edges shine, and I can live inside a hope that does not need to overglow. Let this be enough light for the girl I used to be, for the one I am becoming, for the healing in between. Let this be enough light till my soul can see it too. Sometimes all it takes is mercy and a love that stays in view. There are nights that do not end, they only turn and turn again. Every thought a slower tide, pulling sleep from either side. I have counted ceiling light, tried to outlast my own mind, till your whisper crossed the dark, like a lantern to the heart. You did not ask what I had done, you just stayed until the fear was gone. Stay until the stars are pale, stay until the window wakes, stay until the shadows loosen from the corners where they ache. Stay until the sky turns silver, stay until my breathing slows, stay hide my need under careful dignity, but the loneliest hours reveal what the daylight lets me see. And your love does not invade, it just sits beside the pain, till the dark no longer feels like a place I disappear. You are not the break of day, you are what gets me there. Stay until the stars are pale, stay until the window wakes, stay until the shadows loosen from the corners where they ache, stay until the sky turns silver, stay until my breathing slows, stay until the night remembers how to let me go. One more hour, one more breath, one more kindness in the chest, one more proof that I can live inside the love you give. Stay until the stars are pale, till the dark gives back my name, till the room becomes a promise, not a chamber full of pain. Stay until the sky turns silver and the fear is not my own. Stay until the morning finds me and I know I'm not alone. A long cello drifts like dawn arriving, with soft piano and fading resonance. I have been a house with dim lit rooms, holding grief like old perfume. Everything that once was bright, fading softly into night. I have carried all I could through the dark as long as good, trying not to let it show how close I was to letting go. Then your love came without claim and taught the dark it could not stay the same. There is more in me than the night could hold, more than all the fear ever had control. There is breath beneath every broken part, and your steady love has found it in my heart. I was sure the loss would be the truest thing defining me, but your patience drew a wider line around this fragile life of mine. Now the sorrow still is real, but it does not own the field. There is room for bloom and ache, for both the wound and what it makes. You did not erase the pain, you only taught me I could live again. my heart. So let the shadows say their piece, let the memory move like leaves. I am not the dark I knew, I am what survived with you. There is more in me than the night could hold, more